leave them all down?
I think leave them all
Leave
down.
them all down? All right,
We'll
cool.
be good to go.
Cool.
So for the worst warm-up act in history, I'm Brian Lammy with Team Lammy. So excited for our 25th anniversary of our Green and Gold softball game, produced by our amazing host, Jordan Love. So excited for this. We've been doing these games across the country, but it all started here in Green Bay and in Appleton. Hard to believe, 25th anniversary and 15 years with our firm now supporting it. And at the end of the day, the success of these games all come down to our incredible host and then fan support. So to all the fans, I'm sure Jordan will talk about this, but now's a great time to buy your tickets, support the Hands of Love Foundation. It's an incredible family-friendly Friday night, and we are so excited to be here. Just want to say a quick thank you to our presenting partner, Network Health. Game couldn't happen without them. To Cousin Subs, and how about this incredible, beautiful location. So thanks to US Venture, who always does so many incredible things in the community. We just want to say a big thank you to all of them. And here's our amazing host who came up with so many great ideas to take this game to the next level. And we're hoping Jordan's going to be hosting this game for a long, long time as the leader of the pack and leader in this community.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, like he talked about, I mean, we're excited. My second year, kind of helping run the show. I know last year Donald was a big part of it, and he kind of passed the torch, which was pretty cool. So, you know, like I said, it's going to be 25th anniversary is pretty special. I didn't even know that. So, obviously the game's been going on for a long time. So to be able to, you know, take the torch and kind of just carry it and keep it going, it's pretty cool. I know the fans are a big part of this game. They show out every year and pack that stadium out. So hopefully we can get as many fans as possible out there on Friday, May 23rd. It's going to be another awesome event, another awesome year. I know the players are excited to get out there and you know, show off their softball skills. We've been working and training very hard over there to get ready for this game. And as you guys can see, the jerseys this year, we've got some pretty cool stuff going on. I think defense is wearing white.
Yes.
So
Yep.
you know, we're excited about it. But like you say, go get your tickets now and come out, bring the family. It'll be an awesome event to be able to watch Packer players, you know, play a different sport in the off season. So it'll be fun.
Love that. Well said. David, you want to say a couple of quick words, and then we'll open it up for questions from our presenting sponsor at Network Health.
Well, we got the hype out of the way, the entertainment. Now I get to be bring a little levity to the event through the lens of healthcare. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Sankamy, Vice President of Marketing for Network Health, and thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Brian. Thank you to the Team Lammy for bringing this event together. Actually, just yesterday, I had the privilege of sitting in on one of our member advisory council meetings. One of my colleagues shared a stat that really stuck with me, and the topic was around isolation and loneliness. And what she said was that loneliness can increase the risk of early death as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's also linked to heart disease, stroke, anxiety, and depression. And that's a really staggering reality. And with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, it's a powerful reminder of how important connection really is within the communities. So that's why we're so proud to support this game and Jordan Love's Hands of Love Foundation, because helping kids stay active through sports isn't just about fun. It's about confidence, belonging, and building stronger futures for our kids. So at Network Health, we're committed to supporting all initiatives like this that create healthy and strong communities across the state of Wisconsin. So on behalf of Network Health and our entire team, we look forward to seeing all of you on May 23rd. Thank you.
Well, Jordan, I'm going to ask you a few questions first because I'm an ex-journalist, and I mean, I'm going to let them ask questions too, but I'm going to start with one is kind of why you do this in terms of your foundation. Maybe explain your foundation and kind of why you got involved here and kind of what you hope to do with the money from the game.
Yeah, so we just started Hands of Love. I believe we started it like right before last year's softball game, actually. So it was something I've always wanted to do, and obviously something that is, you know, a blessing to be able to give back and you know, raise money for certain causes that feel special to me. And those 3 pillars of the Hands of Love Foundation are trying to get the youth involved in sports as best I can. I feel like sports, when I was growing up, was a huge part of my life and just getting me connected to friends, you know, mentors as coaches, and, you know, just getting me out the house and exposing me to different areas of, you know, life lessons, which is working hard, showing up on time to a job every day, essentially, and, you know, learning from coaches, players, peers, and building those relationships. Mental health is another big pillar of the foundation. Bring awareness and support other causes for mental health awareness. My father committed suicide, so mental health is a big portion of my life, and just, you know, trying to check on people, trying to understand what people might be going through, and be that kind of shoulder to lean on, and you know, you really never know what someone's going through until things happen like that. So mental health awareness, just trying to bring awareness, trying to support these different causes is a big part of that. And then police, both my parents are police officers, so trying to just bring the police and get them involved in the community as best as possible and kind of bridge that gap I think it's a big part of what goes on in society today. Is there's definitely a divide between police and community, so trying to bring that gap together. So you know, it's for a great, this whole softball game is raising money for the foundation and different events we do, and with our foundation, a big part of it is just partnering with other foundations, other charitable causes, to be able to give back and support them in any way we can. So it'll also help us in the events we have coming up. We do a lot of youth camps, football camps.
Examples.
Yeah, so we have youth back home in Bakersfield, where I grew up at. Me and Chris Barnes, used to be a Packers player, another NFL player, a teammate of mine. We both do our camp back home. Have a camp in Milwaukee coming up right before training camp starts. We haven't narrowed down a date. Those are awesome events, just to be able to get the youth out there, the kids, and you know, it's boys, girls, both coming out there and just being able to be around NFL players, learn the game a little bit, but just hang out with us. And you know, it's something that when I was growing up as a kid in Bakersfield, we had Derek Carr and David Carr, who both had some youth camps, and I was able to go there, and it was very eye-opening for me just to be able to from my city and was in the NFL, and be there with them for a day and talk with them and socialize and also learn from them was it was really cool as a kid. So to be able to do that is pretty cool.
You were there last year. Kind of what was you really from last year's game?
From the game?
Yeah.
I think every year, how many fans come out. I mean, it's an awesome event, but for football players playing a softball game, you wouldn't think how many people show up, but you know, up. I think it's a great family event. You know, we were doing some pretty cool events. We're playing with fans in the stands. I think we were driving a hot dog launcher and launching hot dogs in.
Hot dog launcher was actually, was that Bratzuka?
Oh, Brazil. Okay.
That's right.
So my fault. Okay. But it's just time. You know, the guys doing it. And, just put up, you know, the fans. So it's an awesome event.
So, I mean, that's got.
I mean, I won the home run derby this year. I'm not going to tell you how many I hit, but I won. Hopefully, I can bring that title back. I was just talking about, you know, I was talking a little smack. You know, we can get some more home runs than me this year, but I'm an athlete. I'm not going to say I'm the best.
Really cool for you to see. You already talked about Packer fans. That's got to be great for you as a team.
Oh, it's amazing because, you know, I always say this, we have one of the best fan bases in all of the NFL, whether it's training camp practices, obviously game day is one of the most electric times of the year, but doing time for us. We don't get to interact with the fans as much during this time, so you know, anytime we can get out there and interact with them and show them love and try and give back to as much love.
All right. Go ahead, Brian.
Jordan, last year, you mentioned obviously your first year hosting, like, but you're with him that you can take now and kind of, it's all you now, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing from Don brings out there, you know, he's out there hands whole day, and obviously hosting it, fun part. But I mean, just the energy Donald brings. Obviously, he's been doing it a long time, so he's a vet at this. But just the way he handles himself.
Others? I got plenty, don't worry.
You mentioned football camps. You guys got some going on.
Yeah, so Steve, Orange but around the states, and just get kids out there. I think he wants to build it, not just football, but I think his goal is to have basketball camps, baseball camps, so different sports, but just getting kids involved in sports. He's been coaching and teaching his whole life, so that is a big part of what he does, and part of that, I'm sure let's do it. So, part of that camp coming up, which is right TAs, is June 21st, is to be able to bring kids out. It's a quarterback camp, so I think he has 100 quarterbacks that are coming out to it, and I'll be there for one day, just kind of giving kids an insight on what a week looks like in my preparation for getting ready for a game. Show them what the practice schedule is like, how much film we're watching, how you break down the defense, and kind of the tools you need to get ready for a game. And just, I think that'll be an eye-opening experience because, when I came out during college football, you kind of get a feel for it, but high school, you really don't have much of a feel for what actual, is your job and everything. School, you got class, and you're kind of just doing football on the side. So I definitely think it's an eye-opening experience, and it'll be a pretty cool event. So looking forward to that one with Steve Calhoun. Steve Calhoun, Change the Game Foundation.
Jordan, have you started with teammates, who do you have, at least on your side, for playing softball?
Yeah, we just started, so we just got the sign-up sheet this week, so it's still pretty low right now. I think I didn't even see who was last on there, but
You have a quarterback behind you, who's coming, I believe.
Malik Willis.
Mike Willis is on the
Malik
list.
Willis, that'll be a big name. He'll be there. I think he did tell me he was going. I think he said his birthday is actually a couple days before
Oh,
that.
there you
but,
go.
so shout out Malik. But we'll have some good guys out there. I'm not exactly sure yet, but it'll be a great turnout.
Brian mentioned you had a couple ideas, anything that like you're changing it up a little bit. Is there anything you can tell us about those, or is that kind of behind the curtain?
Some of it will be behind the curtains. I think some will be some new stuff. I think a big part of it was the date. I know last year we had it a little bit earlier, and the rookies weren't even here yet, so we didn't get a chance to have the rookies out there. And I know for them coming in, it'll be a cool, eye-opening experience just to see what the fan base is actually like out here. So we moved it back, and a couple weeks after the draft, so the rookies will come in next week and be able to be a part of that, which will be pretty fun.
Speaking of the rookies, have you had a chance to talk to any of your new receivers, and if so, what do you think?
Yeah, I've talked to them. They were actually doing rookie minicamp this last weekend, and we weren't here for that. So, I briefly shot all those guys a text after they got drafted, just congratulating them, tell them we're ready to get ready for work. But, I think next week, once they get back in the building with us, we'll have some more communication and be able to see what those guys are all about. But I'm excited to get to work with them.
We got time for one or two more?
You mentioned the mental health aspect of it before, just how, for lack of a better word, cool is it to be in your shoes where you can impact kids, or you can impact the pedestal that you're on.
Yeah, no, I think being an NFL quarterback, you always have a very, very cool platform to be able to give back and just reach some of the kids that, want to be in your shoes. But I think in terms of mental health, I think it's easy to be able to show kids that, even being an NFL quarterback, living your dream, you still go through some mental health struggles as well. So, it's just showing them that everybody kind of has issues and different things that they might be fighting and dealing with. So just telling them kind of, how I handle my life when I'm struggling with some mental health issues and how I kind of, who I talk to, kind of the resources I have to lean on and to be able to get through those things. But I think just, like I said, showing them that, no matter who you are, no matter how glamorous your life might look on the outside, everybody's got different battles that they're fighting on the inside. So just kind of giving them that perspective.
I know you've had a busy last couple of months, obviously, at the Met Gala recently. Just wondering what your perception of Green Bay was during the draft, if you got to see that, and how amazing it looked on TV from your perspective.
I was not at the Met Gala. I was not there. But, no, Green Bay, I mean, I wasn't here for the draft, actually. I came in right when they were closing it up, but I was able to see the stage and just watching on TV. It looked like an amazing event. The fans really showed out. This place was packed. I don't think I've seen it this packed. So, it was definitely a success. I think everybody was happy with the turnout. It was pretty cool to see Mark Murphy get up on stage and announce that first-round pick. I could hear the excitement from the TV, and I'm sure it was the place was rocking out here. But it's always good to get back in Green Bay. The weather is awesome right now, so I have no complaints.
Jordan, I know you do a lot more than just the camps in the community. Why has that been kind of important to you to get so involved over these last couple of years since you became a starter?
Yeah, I think just understanding the platform I have and trying to take advantage of that while I have this platform is pretty cool. And it's something that I've always dreamt of. Make it to the NFL, being an NFL player, having a foundation, being able to give back. So that give back part is something that kind of comes with it. I want to be able to impact other people's lives, and while I have this opportunity, what better way to do it than to have pretty cool camps, get involved with the youth. We do a lot of different things, and we're still building it up and trying to figure out what what works, what doesn't work, things like that. But anytime you can make an impact on somebody's life and just kind of give back in any way is pretty cool.
Jordan, when it's all said and done, in terms of that end goal, when the camp looks like the level that you wanted to, I guess what does that look like? Like, in your opinion, what makes it a successful camp and, you can have some pride in how it turns out?
Talking about the youth camps I do?
Yeah, just like what does it look like?
It's all about really the turnout. But, once you get the kids out there, I think having them in areas that I've lived in, my hometown of Bakersfield where I grew up, having them here in, we have one in Milwaukee, so having them in the state of Wisconsin where, those are the people that support me, have supported me the most. So anytime you can just give back, like I said, just getting youth involved in sports, the kids are the future, So just to be able to see the smiles and how much fun they have out there running around, trying to learn a little bit of football, but at the same time, they're just having fun out there with some of their friends, some of their peers, and like I said, being able to have an NFL player where, you don't get that opportunity very, very much as a kid, especially, in Bakersfield, California. We don't have too many professional athletes that have made it out. So just showing them, hopefully giving them some hope to chase their dreams, that anything's possible. They can be the next kid to make it out of Bakersfield, California, make it out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So just give them that hope, inspiration, and then just being around them, answer any questions they might have, and just provide them with a fun day where they get worn out, go home, hopefully sleep really well, but just have fun.
Come in with a message kind of from you, kind of what's your message to fans here for the game? What would you say to them in terms of coming out to this game?
Yeah, I'll say fans, come out, come show out. If you haven't been to the softball game, it's a great event. You guys will have fun, bring the family out. If you have, then you know how fun it is, how awesome an event you have out there. But, we'll put on a show for you guys. Hopefully some more home runs be hit this year in the home run derby. And I already told the defense they got to put on a better show because offense got after them last year. So, yeah.
Any prediction for the game?
Offense is going to win. Whatever team I'm on, if we're doing offense or defense, offense is going to win. Offense is going to win. Come on. Yeah. Hopefully defense will show up. We'll see.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.